So we're about to be live. Maybe we're already live. Hello, welcome on in. I'm so excited to be coming live today with Pascal in the daylight hours. You are so welcome here. We just give some time before just jumping into today's topic, which is going to be so good. The 6 fruit myths. And we also have a live Q&A whenever we come to you like this. So just waiting for a few friends, And Pascal, you're so welcome. I'm so happy that you're here with me. I got a beeswax candle for us and did a little prayer, just saying that, we want light and love to be brought through as the main message, and that I understand there's different paths to get there. So we're just here to help and serve and show up in this way. So if you're catching us live, you're so welcome here. If you're catching the recording, that's also amazing. I love you guys. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeanette Anakini, and I just realized recently it has the word key in it, like Reiki. So I'm an Usui Holy Fire 2nd degree Reiki practitioner. I'm a certified alkaline health coach, clinical iridologist, and regenerative detox coach. And I'd like to introduce a dear one, a dear friend, just a true brother, Pascal, coming to us live from Ottawa today, joining us live. And Pascal is a fellow regenerative detoxification specialist, certified like me at the International School of Healing Arts with Dr. Robert Morris. Hi, Pascal. How's it going today?
Hey, Jen. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me once again. It's always nice to meet up with you. Okay, I was just going to ask, can we see me? But it switched over to me, so
I can see you.
I can fix my hair now.
I hope you feel seen and heard today. Our intention for this call is to just debunk 6 fruit myths, and also to hold space for you. So if you have any questions, you're on the detoxification journey, or you're even just new here and you're just wondering what the raw reset is all about, or how to transition over to a more raw living food lifestyle of abundance, we're here to serve you. So ask any questions throughout. And in the meantime, we'll get right into this topic. I have a few notes written down. Maybe you'd like to guess one of the fruit myths, Pascal, because you're a detox coach and you talk to clients and you probably hear some of these questions over and over, about fruit.
Of course. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is cancer, sugar feeds cancer.
Thank you. That's actually number 1 on the list.
Okay, that's on our list of myths.
Our list of myths, exactly. And it actually is kind of a passionate one for me. I just kind of dealt with a lot of anger around this subject for many years, which I'm letting go and releasing now. But, the Gerson Therapy is very, very popular. And people go out to these clinics, and they really look to them for help. And their belief and their thinking is that fruit causes cancer. So they tell every single person, is what I'm trying to say, that goes to this clinic in Florida. And they're just honestly, in my opinion, it's just really a disservice, because the sugar found in fruit is completely different than, processed, refined sugars that obviously are detrimental to your health. White sugar being compared to cocaine in terms of how addictive it is and how harmful it is. So that one I'm really passionate about. How could something that is just the most beautiful gift, from source, that we love the taste of, we can't deny our how we feel toward fruit just naturally. It's innate in us to just connect with fruit and to want to eat it. The colors appeal to us, the hydrating aspect, as human beings, I'm sure you could relate, how amazing is fruit. And for us to be, almost brainwashed, sorry to use that word, into believing that this can cause cancer is just such a detriment to our species.
So my question, what I want to say is, I'm trying to figure out why we would come to that conclusion that sugar is bad. And maybe, in my own mind, maybe it's because in our own diet, we've so far removed fruit. Like, we don't eat a whole lot of fruit in society. It's almost like a side that we would have, right? And they say it is healthy, but I guess the reason is because we have so much processed sugar in a lot of food. So I think that's why they say that sugar is not good for you. So then we kind of bundle up fruit into that as well, thinking that it's not good for us.
Absolutely.
But can you go through that list, the whole list?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want everybody to know that you could let us know your questions throughout this live if you're here with us. And if you're catching the recording, please just comment, share anything that you like based on what we're talking about, ideally, or just, keeping us up to date with how you're doing with your healing journey. So the list is: fruit feeds cancer. Number 2, fruit is too high in sugar. Number 3, fruit makes you fat. I have to say it in this annoying voice, just because that's how annoying it is. When people come at you like this, If anyone says that they don't eat sugar and they think they're a health person, you can just let them know that you understand that vegetables contain sugar, and I'm sure they're eating vegetables, right? So maybe they're just not a true health person yet.
Flour is full of sugar, is it not?
White flour. It's
flour.
White refined, I don't even know. It needs to be converted into sugar in order for it to be used. So basically, as for our species to convert our energy source from food, it has to be converted into ATP, adenosine triphosphate. We literally run on carbon, guys, carbohydrate, sugar. So for anyone to say they're not on sugar and they think they're a true health person, and then, those same people would definitely be off gluten. Right. So I'll give them that.
So I missed that. So what is sugar? Sugar is what the cell converts into ATP. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, because fat has to be broken down into sugar to be used. Basically we break everything down into this to be used for energy. And it would be ridiculous. You can't go on a no sugar diet. You will not survive, So, and then there was fruit has to be kept to a minimum, which kind of ties in with all these other concerns about fruit. So I remember, growing up and, okay, we're going to have some fruit. As a family, we'd share one thing of strawberries. And it's now I'm down in 1, 2, 3 things of those packs, because I eat mostly fruit and I just feel the best when I'm on mostly fruits, berries, and melons. As our mentor, Dr. Morse, our friend Robert would say, eat a diet full of fruits, berries, and melons. I think he coined that term because it's such a detriment to believe in any of these myths that we're going through today, because really we actually run on this, and this sugar isn't a stimulant. This is a very calming, peaceful source.
And on top of that, it's nice how Dr. Morse he doesn't say fruit. He gets into it and says fruit, berries, and melons.
I love that. The details there.
I like that.
Why is that something that really resonates for you?
Well, it's as if when you get into it, we're in the world of raw. So it's not just fruits, vegetables, and herbs. You know, there's all these different categories when you get into it. I mean, but the melon, just for example, you shouldn't, melons are digested differently, so they should be eaten by themselves. And that
They
goes for,
digest quickly. Yeah, they travel
right,
through you
okay,
really faster than strawberries. They
okay,
move through you like really fast. Like other fruits move through us really fast. It's just like I would say melons would be the fastest.
okay.
And then so we could compare that to like a Ferrari, right? Speed. And then there are like some at the very bottom in terms of fruit, like your bananas. These take about like 40 minutes to digest, whereas these other high water content fruits travel through us in like 15-20 minutes.
Hmm.
Yeah, where were you thinking of going with that? I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it was just a comment, a nice
Yes,
little comment.
beautiful.
Um,
Yes, yes.
I do, that rings a bell in my mind too. It is the protein myth. There's another myth,
Oh
but
gosh.
the
Don't
and
eat
but
sugar from fruit, but go ahead
but
and eat all
eat
kinds of protein.
flesh and yeah.
High protein, in fact.
But so I've come to the realization a couple weeks ago. Um, it makes sense in my mind, this protein thing. Okay. These protein is the walls. The body utilizes protein to build walls, the cell walls and everything. Um, and fruit has protein. It has amino acid chains, so it's protein, I suppose. But um, I I don't know. I'm not explaining this well, but I get yeah. Sorry, I'm being called. Give me 1 second.
No,
I'll be
that's
right
okay.
back. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So if you're joining us live, dear ones, please let us know your questions. Pascal and I come to you live every 2 weeks in the Raw Reset group. We've been experimenting with different times just to see where we can maybe get the most people to join us. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't give enough of a heads up for this. So if you are catching us live, hallelujah, you found us here and you're so welcome here. We're really just so excited to share about regenerative healing and these 6 fruit myths that just blow my mind. Let me go through the list while Pascal steps out for a second from this call. So, oh, this is a big one that's been coming up because I'm very much interested in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. I've been using herbal medicine. That's part of our program here is botanicals. We don't just heal only on fruit. We really have to use herbal medicine to support the cells, tissues, organs, glands to just move out waste, and to just cleanse and strengthen. That's what the herbs do. So when I am talking to like my Qigong teacher, for example, my Qigong teacher, like she has a background in TCM. And I'm talking to a lot of clients now. I'm kind of back at the health food stores. I show up as a special guest educator. I represent a beautiful company called Living Alchemy. They're Canadian, and we could get into that another time. And so, but one of the things I'm seeing is like even customers are telling me that, oh, they saw a traditional Chinese medicine doctor and they told them they had a smoothie that morning. And they were just kind of like scolded and like, oh, this creates dampness. This is cold, too cold for the winter. And again, just like these other fruit myths, I really am passionate about debunking these because like it just stirs up a lot of emotion because while these people are well-meaning and they actually care to help you, it's just such a disservice because there's so many different paths and people find their own way. It's just that if you were on the fruit path, and then you turn and all of a sudden go high protein or something, and you start eating lots of cooked foods, like good luck healing. This is not conducive of healing. I know I do have a lot of respect for Ayurveda and TCM, and they've been around for thousands of years, and of course, but I think more of a preventative, people coming out of like wheelchairs and stuff, quads, paraplegics, people needing to heal from MS, Lou Gehrig's, Parkinson's, like they need a high electrical lifestyle of abundance of mostly fruits, berries, and melons. So welcome back, Pascal. I was just kind of getting into this myth about fruit creating like dampness and like cold invasions. And I don't know if you know too much about that one. So maybe it was good timing that you stepped away and I got to kind of cover that one. Unless you do like to share. Yes.
Well, I'll just comment on what you were just talking about. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but we're here. I mean, whether or not you believe in an afterlife or reincarnation or whatever, I mean, there's a reason why you're here, right? And sometimes in a perfect world, we'd switch our diet to 100% fruit or whatever. But once we do that, well, the people who are whoever's growing the fruit, there's room for improvement there. The big companies who produce the fruit and own these properties around the world, well, that's something to improve too. So I can look around everywhere and there's always going to be something to improve. So, I mean, that's just my perspective. I guess if someone goes to the Gerson, I've heard of them before, but basically they just do green drinks, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
But you can achieve a lot through just green drinks. You'll never, we understand each other. You can't heal. You can't get the body to heal 100% on vegetable.
Well, it's definitely a lot slower, and you raise a really good point. So thank you for bringing that up. That is their main approach. If people aren't familiar with that, this is actually just like, high green juicing. And actually, I believe they even do the coffee enemas, which we're not so into here. We do like enemas with herbal tea, lemon juice, Concord grape juice, a little bit of alkaline salts or something like this. But yeah, like just to focus on the green juice for a second, I have a dear chosen brother, Gino, Louis Gino from the Master Fast. We call him Master Gino. And he actually had done 30 days on green juice. And he talked a lot in his videos that like almost nothing was happening, like compared to being on Concord grapes for 30 days. The healing was just like tenfold.
But that gives me hope. You know why? Because I can't handle 100% fruit. I go crazy. I lose touch with reality. No. So
I'm laughing because I relate. I get
it's
very out there. Like, you guys, you want to get out of body? Get on fruits, because I know a lot of you have that goal, you spiritual ones.
But I've done that before, and it's really fun up there. But what I struggle with is the crashing down, right? And so I've been trying to figure out, how do I ground myself so that I don't come crashing down, because Once I crash, then I go back to all these negative, you know, I go back to the lower vibration,
Yes,
and
and hold
that's
on one
not
sec,
fun.
Pascal. Sorry to just jump in. I just want to make sure we're clear with people who are new here that the fruit won't make you crash. It's not like you had too much sugar, like say you ate too much processed chocolate, like fake chocolate, and you get like this buzz. You see it with children all the time, right? The parents give them candy, they run around literally in circles for hours, and then they crash, they literally lie down. And so this is not going to happen with a high raw fruitarian lifestyle of abundance that we promote here at the Raw Reset. It actually supports calming the nervous system, and the levels of energy they're high, and you are bringing in like a really high light source. Like you are a light being, and you do need this liquid sunshine, this light, this full spectrum light that the fruits can give to you, through receiving that sunlight. So can you explain a bit further, like what you mean? Because there were some choices involved, right? When you crash.
Of course, yeah. What I mean by crash is, well, when you're on mostly fruit and you're meditating, life is pretty awesome, you know? And because there's the physical world, okay? And I mean, we've been taught, our parents showed us how to do things, which was eating cooked foods and sometimes eating meat and cheese and all that stuff, which is not good for the body. So when you're at the beginning stages of healing with fruit and herbs and fasting and meditation, well, you're gonna fluctuate. You're gonna go a week on fruit, then sort of come down on vegetable or raw, and then eventually you'll come down to cooked foods again. And
Which is kind of the crash, I think.
yeah, well, it depends how you break your fast.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
you know, I don't know how else I can explain, because you're high on energy.
Holy
That's it.
lordy, are you ever? Like I
But
would get so much stuff done, guys. It's crazy.
right. But you can't stay there. I mean, if you can, then that's great. But
Mhm.
I know I can't maintain that level of frequency,
Mhm.
um, because I haven't done it for long enough. So there's the emotional aspect that comes in play as well. Um, the negative energy, the negative emotions, there's the
Well,
trauma,
as you detox,
uh,
right? Doesn't that all
detox.
surface? So you're in this
Right.
like really high vibration, and you're on mostly fruits, and you're just like cleansing, and your bowels are just moving so nice, and it's like clean when you wipe your bum, and it's
Hmm.
just so you're just feeling so light and clean and just beautiful high vibration. And then you start to have like some of the more earthy foods. Like, they tell me, some of my friends made fun of me actually. They're like, I'd find little notes around their house in capital letters saying, eat a potato, because I was so much on another planet that I would just like do anything without like any regard for people in the house, like for
Oh,
their feelings or anything, right? Like I just getting stuff
okay.
done, and like kind of so out of body that I was almost like not really
Mhm.
self-aware. And so, but my point is you start to really detox at this level, and
Uh-huh.
your cells have stored trauma. They've stored just a lot of heavy stuff. So, even thought forms, things that just have to be moved out that no longer serve, start to surface, right? When you're at that level. So sometimes it's wise to slow it down with a green salad at dinner, And I was curious too, Pascal, if you didn't have anything else to say about that.
No, well, I did want to
Okay.
bring that back to the green drinks.
Ooh, full
So,
circle. I love it.
so those
Thank you.
green, yeah, those the green drinks. Um, so what you said was, this gentleman was fasted on green drinks for a little while, and he saw the effects that weren't as good as fruits. That gives me hope because if ever I want to slow down on the healing process because it's too much or whatever, then I know I can flick the switch just a little bit on green drinks
I like that
and
rather than having
and
to digest a
maintain.
salad.
Yeah, you know
That's
what I've
amazing.
so can I put a parenthesis
Yes.
on salads? So what I've been doing is going on YouTube and finding videos of monkeys eating.
Oh,
Okay. So I found, and this image I have in my head is a gorilla eating vegetables. Okay.
oh wow.
He's sitting down real comfortably. He might even be, slouched to the side.
Cool.
And look at this. He's not using a knife and cutting his vegetables and the tomato and cucumber
Is
and
he
mixing
putting
it all
salad
together.
dressing? Does he need lots of oil
He's
and
not even,
vinegar?
well, see, you don't need that because he's just eating the whole lettuce head. He's eating
Beautiful.
the whole thing right there. And then he
That's all
switched
he
to
wants.
carrots
Yeah.
and cucumber. One cucumber, you eat it, and that's it. So I've been doing that.
Yay, Pascal.
And it's just a different way of seeing food. And we're human. We have this brain here, and sometimes the mind wants to complicate things.
Yeah, we're a
So,
frugivory species, guys. That's why
yeah.
Pascal is looking up what these primates are eating because we're 97% the same anatomy. So it just makes
And
sense.
how they're eating too.
Yeah, like
So,
not putting dressing. Like most of us, we don't love the taste of vegetables unless we like drench it in like different,
mhm,
like high fat, like sauces. Like in the raw vegan community, we call it raw gourmet, and basically just means like high fat raw versus what
mhm.
we do here, which is a low fat raw, you know, uh,
So
diet.
then I'm just going to add one last idea to um, the grounding concept.
Love
And
it.
so, okay, sometimes at the end of the night, I want a snack. Okay. And the chocolate, sometimes a little bit of chocolate, but nuts and seeds with a banana or dried fruit. That's an awesome snack that you can actually eat and feel grounded, and you don't have the need or craving to eat
Cooked
all that cooked or even
grains.
those snacks, the
Yeah,
salty
crackers.
chips and
Yeah,
all
yeah, we
that.
all do
So,
it. Well, thank you, Pascal. So this myth really affected me, this next myth. So this one is that fruit feeds Candida. And the reason that affected me so much was I had Candida all my life and didn't know. And that's why all the sinusitis, all the inner ear, all these like upper respiratory issues since a kid, it was just so much fungus. And like nobody knew, like how did we know? And then one holistic woman started to talk to me about that after I got a live blood cell analysis. That was like at the beginning of my real early stage of my journey with healing. And yeah, she goes, you might want to look into Candida. I'm seeing some fungus. And holy crap, guys, I went on these like so-called Candida diets, and they would only, for fruit, you were only allowed maybe a little bit of green apple and some berries. No, we talked about the Gerson too. I think that's what they allow to on their program. It's like, oh, well, green apple, like the thinking is it's low in sugar. They have no idea how purifying fruit is, the high water content to cleanse, to clean the bowels. This is the root of the tree, guys, you know, the GI health. Everyone's going on about the gut microbiome. You are going to go down some rabbit holes, baby, if you get into all that. Really just let your body expel the Candida naturally by eating a lot of fruits, berries, and melons. And of course, you can look at those other Candida diets that don't allow mushrooms and some of these like kind of more fungusy foods. Like you were just talking about seeds and nuts, like don't really want to have any of that. Those really have to be soaked and sprouted well.
Okay. Can you explain Candida?
Candida is fungus and yeast overgrowth in the body. And you know, you have this when you could like go to work all day, but the minute you come home, you like crash. That's a really good sign. Some of the worst symptoms of Candida are like brain fog, you know, really feeling just spaced out. For me, it was a lot of cravings. All of a sudden, I was at this point in my life, I had been off bread, like I can't even tell you how many years, and cheese. And then suddenly I was like, oh, I'm craving like bread and cheese, like, because it had really overgrown. And I was living in an apartment that had some mold problem. So like this was feeding it too, like my environment, you know, environment dictates outcome. So really just making sure that you're not on a lot of grains, like, you know, your pastas, all those real starchy ones like white rice, brown rice, legumes. These kind of can really send the Candida out of control. And we get cravings for those kind of snacks and like different like bread, like kind of foods that yeah, like the cravings are coming from the fungus themselves. They want to be fed. So one of the healing reactions we get a lot with our clients, you know, once we get them on the program is, yeah, they're really craving bread and like fermented foods. And they're asking like, can I have fermented foods on this program? I need to have some kimchi or like wine or beer. And it's like, oh God, such a fungus issue. The chocolate is a big one. They really crave the chocolate.
That's obviously in the gut, right? In
Yeah,
your
like
GI tract.
I mean, in even the lymph system and stuff, you know, it really gets all out of control there, guys. And then you can go on fruit and just see about these myths for yourself. Put fruit to the test, you know, go on a diet that's all fruit. Eat as much of you want. As much of it as you want. I got my words mixed up. Even eat it right before bed. Have 5 mangoes before bed. I don't mind. You know, don't worry about this. These are simple sugars. These are converted instantly into energy and they digest beautifully and easily. They're not going to clog you like as if you have, you know, something like heavy, like some protein or fat before bed. And just don't have starch, don't have protein, don't have fat. This is not even that like hard because, you know, as humans, we love fruit. So, and then watch the fungus coming out of you in the form of like little ghosts that come out like into the toilet that you'll see. And the reason I say this is like so beautiful and luxurious, even just like eating only fruit, people think, oh, there's a lack. There's always a sense of lack, you know, I'm not going to get to eat my bread and my cheese. It's like, okay, well, first of all, wait till you see how you're going to feel without those things. And second of all, realize that this is actually so much fun and so rewarding and flavorful and juicy and hydrating. And this is the thing. I ran into a friend recently, and for the last year, she's only been able to eat like, she's telling me she's like living on like the same stuff every day. And like, she has no excitement. I can't tell you exactly what she was eating because when people start talking to me like this, I kind of like half in, half out, listen, sorry guys. But it was like, it sounded so ludicrous. Like she was on such a harsh elimination diet. It reminded me of at the beginning of my journey, they did those like bioresonance testing on me. and they test you for all these foods, like 300 different foods. I think I paid like $400 for this. And it's just like energy, like that goes through your body. Each food vibrates a certain thing. And anyways, you might know bioresonance, you may or may not, and it doesn't matter either way. But my point of the story is that they told me I couldn't eat pineapple, I couldn't eat like berries. There were all these amazing things on there that I was not allowed to eat. And this woman has been following it for over a year almost. And this woman is a foodie. Like her whole life revolved around food before this. She makes the best, like I've been to events where it was her food is all vegetarian and, you know, a little bit dense in chemistry. It's not like the program we do. And at the same time, it's a nice like treat when you're working on grounding, like you were talking about, Pascal, and balancing, you know, your emotions through not being too high fruitarian, having some grounding food.
Long term, right?
Yeah, like overview, right? Like the view of the eagle, like the higher perspective. And so I feel for her, and I feel for people who want to like go into this very high restrictive thing. Like that's not what we're doing here. Our programs, you know, both of us are doing private one-on-one coaching. So Pascal's in Ottawa, I'm in Toronto. We also offer online. So don't hesitate to reach out. If you're looking to go deeper on your healing journey, we're so happy to assist you. And we offer customized programs. So depending on where you're at, you know, these are not like, my current client keeps asking me like, oh, like, is this on the program? And I love it because it's like, what program? Like this is created for you in the moment. Like we talk about it as a program. I mean, the only one we really have to get strict with are those with cancer. I mean, they have to be on 100% fruit, you know, and the herbs. That's their protocol. And for other people who are just coming in, you know, they're not suffering too much with dis-ease. We work with you guys. Like Pascal, you've been off some stuff this year, right? 2022. Didn't you go off some sort of drink you used to like, or am I mistaken? Is that someone else I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like some
Off the drink.
stimulant or?
Oh, off coffee. Yeah, I'm still
Really?
struggling with coffee.
Oh, okay. So there you
Yeah.
go. So somebody might actually stay on coffee and still be on the program because they're introducing high raw. Like what other things are you doing that you can be proud of? You know, it's not like, oh, be hard on yourself because you have this one vice or like this one food that you can't give up. We'll work with you. You know, these small changes support the body and its natural ability to heal. It's just healing all by itself. It's just about stepping out of its way. So
Yeah.
I've noticed a huge difference since I've given up the cacao I was addicted to pretty much for all of COVID, first thing in the morning. Hallelujah, got my quartz crystal here. And I'm just feeling really much more calm and the ability to really slow down and just trust. You know, we're all guided, we're all protected, we're all supported. All of our best interests and needs are being looked after. There's these invisible powers and lights and frequencies that work with us to uplift us on our journey. So even setting an intention to heal, you know, and not doing everything perfect is really going to help you. It's like you ask and you shall receive. Yeah, that's kind of a common expression people know. So this has been so nice, Pascal.
No, it's nice to talk about this stuff.
That makes me so happy.
I think the biggest hurdle to me is the mental aspect, right? Because of this, I don't know, it's as if what you should be doing is what you're told not to do. You know, it's protein, protein, protein.
Yeah, and all these myths about fruit, like 6 of them.
Yeah. And
brainwashing, programming.
You know, when you go on fruit, Okay, 3 days, you won't see the effects. You might, but you might not as well, and you might give up. But I'd say, push 2 more days. No.
Oh, Pascal, you're frozen. See if you can come back to us. You guys are catching us live. We're just chatting regenerative healing. We're debunking 6 fruit myths. Holy Lordy, thank God. We could all just eat fruit and live in a beautiful world. A fruity, high vibrational, energy rich, light embracing world. So just let's embrace the energy of fruit. Let's recognize and honor and almost like behold this beautiful food that's put here for us to heal. And if you have questions about fruit, we have many PDFs, many educational files and videos in our group. So yeah, just go under files or scroll through and check out previous videos. Like I said earlier, Pascal and I offer distant and online private sessions. So if you're wanting to go deeper with your healing, your detoxification journey, we'd love to support you. I offer iridology in Toronto. I can take your eye photos. Otherwise, you can get me some really high quality professional macro lens iris photos, and I'm happy to do an iris analysis for you. You can check out my website, thehealingjunction.ca, and check out my services, and also maybe consider some Reiki. This is the time, to receive. This is a really healing energy. This is something that I'm working with more and more these days, and I'm offering Reiki as well as part of my detox coaching. So I'm really excited. I have a dear one in the group who's coming over. Say, do I have you, dear one? On the 15th. And I can't wait to just be an open vessel of this pure white light, this healing energy of the Rei and the Ki, this Japanese technique for stress reduction and relaxation. So yeah, such an honor, guys. I really appreciate you for being here. It really allows us to have a platform to come together on these topics that mean so much to me. I'm just so passionate about regenerative health and detoxification for healing. So thank you all so much. If you like what we're doing and you want to support us to make more of these videos, you can send a donation to Jeanette at thehealingjunction.ca. And I really just appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye.